He's a legend of our time. Very good like pass of no. Oko aloko. Oji wa today. Oji wa nígbà tí gbogbo Yorùbá ń sèjọ. Lójú wa today. Ṣé wá rí pé akọni òòṣà ọmọ lídà gidi ni bóyá ọmọ fojoojúmọ́. Mo tún kí ẹ délé òdélé 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 aláàbí. Ṣé bẹ́yìn lọ́mọ àwọn ọmọ ìlú ẹ̀yà? Ta ló fẹ́ wò lójú? Àgùnyàn olóko dànù kò lè ṣàgẹ̀mọ́. Ṣé bẹ́yìn lọ́mọ yíkí àbòkù yíkí lájà? Bàbá mi ló pe bàrà bí ẹni tí ò lálàjá. Lẹ́kùn bẹ nílé ọmọdé ẹ̀mọ́. Ògùn bẹ lẹ́kùn ọmọ sọ pé pàtúndé. Ẹ̀bà mi ẹ̀ṣà ń gbóhùn èrè. Ṣàǹkó èkó ṣà òkò bí. Ẹ̀bà mi ẹ̀ṣà ń gbóhùn èrè. Ọmọdé ẹ̀mọ́ mẹ́rin ẹ̀wọ̀n kọjá péré mi. Nǹkan ti ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ àkókò ṣá. Ẹ bá ti rí yọ ẹ̀ àkókò ṣá. Mo fi torítorí ó ṣá. Mo fi tìrùtìrù ó ṣá. Nínú àwọn tó ń ṣàdáni Sunday Igboho ṣá. Akọni ọmọ ìsàlẹ̀ jẹ́ bàtà.
A very good morning and welcome to the lecture room as we kickstart again this morning. It is the fourth day. We have about 2 hours. So by 10 o'clock, we should be out of the lecture. So make sure you get your coffee. I don't want anybody to start disturbing us when we start this lecture. So if you want to go to the toilet now. If you need to do your coffee, the lecturer is doing his own coffee as well. But for now, let's listen one more time as I'm getting my coffee ready. Get your coffee out already.
Sunday Igboho ṣá owó bíire. Ẹ̀bà mi rí ẹ̀ṣà gbóhùn èrè. Ọmọdé ẹ̀mọ́ tẹ̀rí ẹ̀wọ̀n kọjá péré mi. Nìkan kì í ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ àkókò ṣá. Ẹ bá ti rí yọ ẹ̀ àkókò ṣá. Mo fi torítorí ó ṣá. Mo fi tìrùtìrù ó ṣá. Nínú àwọn tó ń ṣàdáni Sunday Igboho ṣá. Akọni ọmọ ìsàlẹ̀ jẹ́ bàtà. Májà sọ́dá. Ìkó bàjẹ́ fún tẹ́rán. Apátápárá òòṣà tó para ẹ̀ lájúbà. Ó kọjá ọkùnrin mẹ́ta. Ìṣẹ́gbẹ́ ọkùnrin mẹ́sàn-án. Sunday lọkùnrin kàkà tó kàn. Ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òkè ayé òrèlè. Bó ṣe ń fìkan gún wọn lójú. Ló ń fìkan gún wọn lẹ́nu. Ọ̀kan tó kù ló fi gún wọn lọ́nà fún. Oníwọ̀n ọmọ aláti fún oníwọ̀n ẹrù ọmọ adé ẹ̀mọ́. Ẹbẹ́ yìí ọmọ ìyáde ọmọ kẹláwẹ̀. Ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta ó lè ṣe lójúde ọba. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ọ̀pọ̀ kọ́ mi lẹ̀sẹ̀ máa lọ. Ọ̀pọ̀ sì kọ́ mi lẹ̀sẹ̀ máa bọ̀. Ẹ̀kẹta nígbà tí mi ò mọ̀ lọ ìfọ̀ wá lára tí a kì í fún. Mo ní mo mórí adé lọ mọ́ lásẹ̀ kí. Orí àṣẹ ọmọ aládé ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fún. Ẹ̀yin lọ̀rọ̀ olúwa fún ọ̀pọ̀ púpọ̀ àpòjà. Ọmọládé ìlàjẹ ìlàjẹ. Ọjọ́ tára fi òdàdé. Ṣèbádé aládìmú lágbà. Ọláàfin tí bàbá dẹ̀ fi ṣọba. Ọmọdé ẹ̀mọ́ ọmọ aládé nìkan ọmọọba. Ẹ̀bà mi ẹ̀ṣà ń gbóhùn èrè. Sunday Igboho ṣá owó bíire. Ẹ̀bà mi ẹ̀ṣà ń gbóhùn èrè. Ọmọdé ẹ̀mọ́ tẹ̀rí ẹ̀wọ̀n kọjá péré mi. Nǹkan kì í ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ àkókò ṣá. Ẹ bá ti rí yọ ẹ̀ àkókò ṣá. Mo fi torítorí ó ṣá. Mo fi tìrùtìrù ó ṣá. Nínú àwọn tó ń ṣàdáni Sunday Igboho ṣá. Akọni ọmọ ìsàlẹ̀ jẹ́ bàtà. Ẹ̀rẹ̀ tó dájú àsọ̀nà. Ó kọ́ àlọ́kàn. Ìgbójú àjíjẹ, nígbà tí gbogbo Yorùbá ń sùn lọ. Ìgbójú àjíjẹ, ìjọba rí pé akọni òòṣà ọmọ lídà kejì ní mo tún kí ẹ délé o délé o délé o délé o délé aláàjì. Ṣèbẹ́yìn lọ́mọ àwọn ọmọ ju ẹ̀dá. Ta ló fẹ́ wù lójú? Àgùnyàn olóko dànù kò lè ṣàgẹmọ. Ṣèbẹ́yìn lọ́mọ yíkí àpò lájà. Bàbá mi ló pe bàrà bí ẹni tí ó lálàjà. Eégún bẹ nílé ọmọdé mọ́. Ògún bẹ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ọmọ sọ pé Fásúnlé. Ẹ bá mi ẹ ṣàǹkóhùn erin. Kóde kò ṣà owó bí. Ẹ bá mi ẹ ṣàǹkóhùn erin. Ọmọdé ẹ mọ tẹ̀lé ẹ ọkọ̀ jáde ní. Nìkan ti ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ àgbo ọ̀ṣà. Ẹ bá ti rí ọ̀rẹ́ àgbo ọ̀ṣà. Mẹ́tùtù fi torí ọ̀ṣà. Mẹ́tùtù fi tìrù ọ̀ṣà. Nínú àwọn tó ìṣàdá ní sọ́lẹ̀ ìkó ọ̀ṣà. Akọni ọmọ ìsàlẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ bàtà.
Mo kí Ìbà Gani Adams lógun ọ̀fẹ́ o. Torí pé gbogbogbò a máa ní ó ṣe jẹ́ Ìgbòho nìkan ni gbogbo yín máa ń pè ń pè àwa náà lẹ́ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹ máa pè wá náà. Mo kí lógun ọ̀fẹ́, mo kí gbogbo àwọn akọni ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, mo kí yín a very good morning and welcome. I send greetings all the way to the northern part of Nigeria. I send greetings to the southeast part of Nigeria. I greet everyone in the middle belt. This program is going to be in English because there's a reason for that. Because I want to deliver a message again as we do every day. It's been a while we've been in this beautiful small kitchen. Let me first ask and say, is it a right word to say, may United Kingdom not happen to me? Or should we say, may Canada not happen to you? Or should we say, may Turkey not happen to you? May Benin Republic not happen to you? May Malaysia not happen to you? May United States of America, God's own country, may it not happen to you? Or should we say, may Nigeria not happen to you? Which one you go prefer? I've given you 3. I've given you multiple. I've given you different countries around the world. And I want you to answer in the comment section. Which one do you prefer? If I say, may UK not happen to me, because sometimes things happen in this country. I'll tell you things that have happened in the last, since Sunday till today. We've lost 2 innocent people in UK. On Sunday, on the 1st of October, somewhere in North London, by the Gate Cambridge Road, a young boy was stabbed multiple times. But I know that the family are in a big mourning at this particular time. May the soul of this young boy rest in peace. But should we say that may UK not happen to us, but in a system like this, the family will be taken care of? I want you to take note of that. Yesterday, again in UK, I've not come to Nigeria yet, because I don't want people to say that it's like we have this biased hatred for Nigeria. I don't want you to use that. I want to first bring your mind to Europe, where I will say, may UK not happen to me. Because the last thing I want is to go out there and somebody stab us. You know that would be very, very big disaster. This time last week in this country, a 15-year-old girl was stabbed to death. Do you know that that girl was attending a £19,000 private school in this country? The mother was working hard to be able to send her to that private school. So may UK not happen to you, depending on what is happening in UK at the particular time that you are saying that may UK not happen to you. Yesterday, again, somewhere in Brixton, just about 1 hour away from me, Cole Abbott Lane, a 22-year-old was stabbed to death. Make una dey yell, because when I start with Nigeria now, you will start saying, it seems that this guy is gone cuckoo. So, but the question is, all this death in UK, be rest assured that the family right now are being taken care of by what we call specialist trained police officer that will continue to calm the parents, that will continue to calm the family of those that have been affected by this very sad situation. Let's go away from UK. May Italy not happen to you. You might be asking why. Yesterday, make una dey listen o. So don't think that we are only condemning Nigeria because we are saying may Nigeria not happen to you. Yesterday in Italy, whatever happened, I don't know. A bus full of tourists went boom. As I speak to you right now, 21 people have died. Yes, you heard it well. 21 people have lost their lives. 4 children were included. These are people that left their country, Germany, wherever they were traveling from. They went to Italy because Italy is a tourist destination. They wanted to see the beauty of Rome. But yesterday, 21 don't die you. I picked up Fashola. You know that magician man, the former governor of Lagos State. I picked him up this morning. What he said. He said, and I quote, there are many people will always say, may Nigeria not happen to us? May Nigeria not happen to us? Well, I don't want to say the way he said it, but let's listen to Fashola. Then I will then do my own response to Fashola. I will then send my own message out in my own understanding. Let's get that video. Come on, come on. What's going on? Takes time to build up. Come on, internet now. At least the whole environment should be quiet. All right. This is Fashola. You don't have to see the face. I'm sure you know him. Remember that magician? The one where go transform electricity. The one where go do multiple housing. The question is it right for us to say, may Nigeria not happen to us? Fashola disagree with me. He also disagree with many Nigerians. Once again, happy birthday in advance to Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. Let's listen to Fashola.
We've done to help young people in leadership. I think the very best thing you can ever have is first a solid and sound education. And for those who have a political dream, let me say that politics for me, and I think for many people, is not a profession, it's a vocation, it's a calling to serve. So you can't be there forever. And therefore, you must have another address. You must have a job that you are doing. You must do that job well. If you're a professional, you must operate at the highest professional levels. Ethics and values matter in the way that people play politics. And those are the foundations for proper leadership. And in that sense, you do not get caught up in the trappings, and the leadership is a lonely place, and it also confers power that history has shown can be abused. And therefore, it is the restraint in the exercise of leadership, your big authority, rather than for the development and service of your people, that is really the heart of the matter. Once you start exercising the benefits for the powers for yourself, then you really lost the job.
That is not the video I'm looking for. No, that is not the one. The one I'm looking for is different from the one we just heard. I'm sure I saw it at Channels. I am very sure it was from Channels. Or was it from Linda? I can't remember. Okay, no, I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Sorry. Yeah, this is the right video.
The image and the pride of
Listen
a
to this.
nation is a public relations work of all of its people, not just its government. So if I came to your home now, today, and every home has its bad place that is not good publicity, you won't show me that part. You will show me your nice and tidy sitting room, and that's the impression I walk away with. That does not mean that there are no issues in those homes. That does not mean that all the bills have been paid, and that is how we must treat our nation. So, and it is not enough to begin to valorize things that Nigerians do outside the country, and that is important ambassadorial work that those people do, and I take nothing away from it. But we must begin to emphasize a little more of the small things and use it to build hope. As I said at the beginning, hope is the most important currency that sustains the human civilization, that sustains harmony, the expectation that I can make it. And so, my advice to you, to your producers and all of you, in the same way that you probably ask people to retract certain statements that they make on your platform, those kind of statements that Nigeria should not happen to me or whatever it is, should not have any place again in our public broadcast. This is the time that all of us must put our hands on the pump. And those who want to denigrate the country, you must first ask them, do they have another country? I don't have another one. So it's not just work of government, and it is the right to criticize government. I repeat that. And criticism has helped serious governments. Criticisms helped me when I was in government. And I believe that this government will listen to criticism and use them as fire to build a better and a warmer place for all of us to be. But that said, in the name of criticism, there must be no negative word about
this
country, even if it has negatives. I remember an IBA conference we attended, and the theme around which we discussed that was that can we all agree never to put forward Nigeria's negatives? And I have held to that commitment I made solemnly as much as I can.
Wow. That was the former minister under Sebaba, the one that destroyed Nigeria. My question this morning is, listening to this former minister saying that we should stop using the word, that derogatory word, may Nigeria not happen to you. Well, I just pray that you are not going to say that you will not use such word anymore. There are so many activities happening in Nigeria that if that country does not break, if that country does not have what we call a total dissolution, may Nigeria would happen to you. May Nigeria will happen to you. It is just that when you are going to have may Nigeria happen to you will be different. That is why I started with this UK. But I can always say the word that may UK happen to me. Because living in UK, it gives me the opportunity to be who I want to be. Without being harassed, without being molested, does not mean that UK does not have its own bad influence. But the question I'm asking this morning is, having listened to Fashola, I am asking this morning again, are you still thinking that the word may Nigeria not happen to you is an appropriate word to use or not? You can put it in the comment section. What is your take on that? Do you think that the word may Nigeria not happen to you is right to be used or not? Because the argument Fashola is saying now is that we should stop using the word may Nigeria not happen to you. But I have given you instances of why I say that those that were in that accident yesterday in Italy, I can be rest assured that the families will be taken care of by each of the government, including the government of Italy, where the accident occurred. When we look at Nigeria today, many things are happening, and I will just not take your mind very far. I will give you some of the recent development in this year. August 17, 10 innocent Nigerians have been kidnapped, and this Mumu man should not be coming out and say, may Nigeria not happen to you, when they should be looking for those 10 NYSC copper. As at today, so this incident occurred when they were kidnapped in Nigeria. So the question I'm asking Fashola this morning is, are you sure that we should stop using this word, may Nigeria not happen to me? Because I know that it is not just that case alone. Deborah was killed in Kano State, if I'm right. She was burned to death. I mean, how did we get to a stage where you can switch on a lighter and then burn a human being because you disagree with a view from the perspective of criticism in Islam? That is number two. Taniolong is still currently not getting justice in that same shithole country you call Nigeria. So when Fashola is talking, I am sure these individuals do not understand what you and me are facing. But I'm told that they are all telling lies. They know. Because this was part of what was discussed in Nigeria during the national conference in 2014, that there will be so many issues between Nigerians if things are not taken care of. And as I said to you, may Nigeria not happen to you in Jesus' name. You better start saying amen. Because you will go to the hospital today in Nigeria and you are likely to be closed the door. The young woman that died in the same FCT that Fashola was staying and living as a minister throughout the tenure of Buhari, the magician Fashola, the inspector general that went to the NSAS and saw a camcorder. I'm sure a lot of you remember. 1 minute. I'm sure a lot of you remember that it was the same Fashola. After everybody have eventually left the NSAS, Fashola went back. And I don't know whether Fashola planted it or not, but Fashola saw a camcorder that was left at the NSAS, the same Fashola. I'm sure you all remember the NSAS. Fashola told us that nobody died at the NSAS, but we know that the same Lagos that he governed, that Sanwo-Olu is currently governing, wanted to bury 161 people that they don't know. They just want to bury them. So let me put this one. This is Inspector General Fashola, the James Bond of Nigeria. So I'll put that one there like that so you can continue to see it. So the question I'm asking this morning to those of you that are watching and those that will watch this later again, are you sure that the word may Nigeria not happen to us? We are abusing it. We are using it to bring down Nigeria. You should answer that question in the comment section. Because if Fashola is telling us, I'm going to play the video again. Maybe sometimes, you know, when we play a video, you might not get the grasp of it. The magician Fashola, good morning to everyone and a very good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're watching. This is Koiki Media, one man that wants that shithole country to break away right now today so that we can decide whether if Biafra will happen to me, I will know that I am in Biafra. If Arewa will happen to me, I will know that I am inside Arewa. If Yoruba nation will happen to me, I will know that I am inside the Yoruba nation. But I do not want Nigeria to happen to me. Neither do I want Nigeria to happen to you. Because Nigeria is a crime scene and everybody around the world knows that. But don't expect everybody to tell you that. So we are not saying that there's not crime. I have given you in the last less than 72 hours. It is exactly a week today that we lost a 15-year-old girl in this country. Exactly 1 week. Not that the parents were not working hard. The parents were hard working. The parents were working so hard that they were able, many of you will have loved the same thing, to send your children to a private school in Nigeria today because the public school has happened to many Nigerian children. We have about 15 million innocent children that are currently out of school because Nigeria has happened to them. We have Nigerians that are internal displaced persons in the same shithole country. That means Nigeria has happened to them. We have the Naira that continue to fall as if it's calling everybody to come and chop something. The Naira continue to go AWOL against the dollar. Nigeria is happening to us. The question I'm asking this morning is, are you sure that Nigeria is not going to happen to you. Nigeria will happen to you at a proper time. It depends on when. It depends on who. Mr. Gbenga Owolabi traveled from Maryland last year. It's exactly a year today. He traveled to Maryland, arrived in Ogbomoso. The same day he arrived, he was kidnapped. He was killed after ransom was paid. I am asking now, are you sure that we should start telling Fashola that we are sorry? We will stop using the word, may Nigeria not happen to us. If Nigeria happen to us, we expect the government to take care of us. Is that not the same thing that we expect outside the country? If you are going to say that may UK happen to you, at least looking at this, my very small little confined kitchen, I can say that may UK happen to me. You know what? I have whatever it takes to survive without leaving this house and even go and do another job for the next 1 month. At least I can just be in this house eating, sleeping, eating, sleeping, eating, sleeping, because I have what it takes to keep me alive. We cannot even, and I'll repeat this, deal with malaria. You know why? Because when we have people that are working against us as Africans and they continue to infest us with malaria. And the reason why I talked about malaria, you know, I did my blood test recently and I was asked the same question. Where are you from? And I answered, from Nigeria. They said, okay, you are from Nigeria. Definitely, have you done malaria test? Have they taken malaria test since you've been giving us blood? Because the last thing we want is to take your blood, and your blood that we know is good for us is also going to be infected. Even though the last time I was in Nigeria was 2021. So you can see the damage, the psychology problem that this shit-hole country is creating for many of us outside. So when some of you are saying that may Nigeria not happen to you, I hope that you will not be like that woman that was thrown out of the vehicle because of one chance. They took her to Balagada Hospital in Abuja. You would think that even if Lagos is a shithole, if Ogun State is a shithole, Anambra, Enugu, or if Ondo State, that the governor could not get himself treated in Ondo State, he ran away to Germany for 3 months because he does not want Nigeria to happen to him. Akeredolu do not want to die. That is why Akeredolu left Ondo State to Germany for medical treatment. Only God knows how much Akeredolu spent because he doesn't want Nigeria to happen to him. Let me remind you again. The woman that was killed on Christmas Day, I'm sure you all remember her. I can't remember the name now. She died on Christmas Day because Nigeria happened to her by the same police officer that Nigerian government is investing in to buy weapon and say, keep this weapon, only use it against criminals. But she died because the officer thought that it is good to just trigger, just tuku 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 tuku. Many of you, Nigeria is happening to you, not because of your fault, because of the way the system has been created. The question we should then ask ourselves is, can this system have been changed? Can this system have been looked into so that some of the issues that we are talking about today, it would not have been like Nigeria happened to you? And if you say that Nigeria is not happening to you, well, you better be lucky to say that it is still not happening to you. But if it's not happened to you, what about others? Are you not caring about humanity? I have seen one innocent person saying to me, I hope your wife did not chase you out of the living room. Can you hear that? Nigeria has happened to him because it does not phantom. It does not see. The only solution is break up the shithole country. And if you do not want to break it up, the question is, why did they not adopt this 2014 conference confab? Many of you do not even know that there was a confab in 2014. Oh yes, they spent so much money under Jonathan, but they never got what they got to be able to bring this paper. If they have been able to adopt this paper is a paper. Do you know that maybe Nigeria will not happen to some of you? I'm going to give you a background of this national conference that took place in 2014. Once again, let's go through it. I'm not going to go through all the names. I'm just going to go straight into it. This is a report of the Committee on the Citizenship, Immigration, and related matters. These are three key important areas. These were the solution. So you want to listen, because some of you are idiots. You cannot listen and digest situation. This solution was given to Nigerians by a group of people under what they call the National Conference in 2014, but Fashola and the rest of them refused. Under Buhari, the Fashola that is telling you, may Nigeria not happen to you, refused to adopt it. Fashola that did not, Fashola that was part of Buhari's government for 8 years could not tell Buhari that let's review this confab that Jonathan did in 2014. Part of the solution. Part of the solution that would have brought many of you to live in a place called Nigeria. But today, you will all die in Nigeria. Last year, 8 months, many of you could not get to university and polytechnic because those places were closed. Your naira continued to fall. I was listening and reading another paper from Punch newspaper today, and I'll be seeing if I can catch up with that within the next 1 hour. Orule, Agege, all those areas are drug den. Pray you don't get caught up in Orile Gomu, in Agege, but we'll come back to that. Let's give you the report of the National Conference in 2014. As part of the, and this is the introduction, as part of the effort to finding a common consensus on issues of national development, the 2014 National Conference on the 17th of April 2014 was set up 20 committees, amongst which is the Committee on Citizenship, Immigration, and Related Matters, to discuss issues related thereto and generate recommendations as appropriate. This report is therefore a summary of the views as expressed by the Committee on Citizenship, Immigration, and Related Matters. I do not even have the rest of the other ones that was discussed. It is recommendation to be presented to the preliminary session of the National Conference. In carrying out its assignment, the committee deliberated on the following thematic areas. Number 1, census. Number 2, integrated national database. Number 3, citizenship and nationality. Number 4, residency and indigeneity. Number 5, dual citizenship. Number 6, movement of persons, goods, and services. Number 7, immigration and internal security. Number 8, border control. Number 9, refugee and asylum. And number 10, internal displaced persons, known as IDP. For effective deliberation, the committee was therefore divided into 3 subcommittees, namely Census and Integrated National Database, Citizenship and Nationality, Residency and Indigeneity, Dual Citizenship. Number 3, Movement of Goods, Persons and Services, Immigration and Internal Security, Border Control, Refugee, Asylum, Internal Displaced Persons. Observation. The committee observed as follows. A. Despite the existence of constitutional and legal framework for census and national identity management, the continued absence of accurate census figure and integrated national database has constituted a major challenge for national planning and security in Nigeria. This has resulted in failure to have effective citizens identification system, which has negatively impacted on crime fighting and prevention. Number B, the non-implementation of the existing framework has often led to politicization of national census program with past figures inflated for the purposes of increased revenue allocation and other advantages from the government at the center. Number C, institutions such as the National Population Commission, NPC, the National Identity Management Commission, and the National Bureau of Statistics are either well-funded nor equipped with modern technology to be able to effectively deliver on their mandate. Number D, despite that the 1999 Constitution, as amended, provide for national rights and duties in Chapter 11, the government has failed to articulate its bargain to the citizens under the chapter of publicly recited duties. Number E, some of the provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended are discriminatory, particularly in relation to citizenship of foreign spouse and the remuneration of the citizenship between women, men, boys, and girls. Number F, failure to make Chapter 11 of the Constitution of Nigeria justifiable and or legally enforceable has impacted negatively on social citizenship in Nigeria and has been the root cause of community rift as a result of lack of social amenities. Number G, noted that the problem and solution surrounding indigenous people is a global phenomenon. The right to be considered as indigenous has been referred as birthright and coexistence of the right to self-determination. Number H, further note that Chapter 11 of the Constitution further recognizes the preservation of cultures and enhance human dignity and all citizens' rights, and Chapter 4 of the Constitution further protects citizens from non-discrimination due to circumstances of birth. However, in practice, there has been crisis generated over issues of indigenous and settler dichotomy in Nigeria. Number I, issues arising from the undefined status of indigenes have led to the discriminatory practice with relations to appointment and benefits, marriage, and problems of children of mixed marriage, which has continued to remain a major claim for injustice. Number J, recognize that the Nigerian Constitution guarantees freedom of movement and the right to dignity of human persons as fundamental human rights. However, these rights are also violated with impunity through trafficking and other illegal movement of persons, which continue to dent the image of Nigeria. Number K, note the bad state of the road across the country. This has hampered free movement of persons and goods and also loss of lives across the nation. Number I, observe that there exist over 1,000 illegal routes in Nigeria, giving insurgents and other groups escape route into Cameroon, Chad, and Niger. Recommendation. Those of you always asking, what is the deletion? What is the deletion? They gave you the solution in 2014. Fashola was part of the government for 8 years. I'm sure he can read this. He's a lawyer. I'm sure he knows about this. Did that same shithole country under Fashola in 8 years talked about this? They won't talk about it. But idiot, you come here and be asking me, what is the solution? What is the solution? The solution is, when the right time comes, you all will be on the road asking for your right. If you don't ask for your right, Nigeria will happen to you. Before we go on the recommendation, make a listen to Agaga of Igbowosha before we go to the recommendation. Once again, this is our morning. We are on a tea break, so for just few minutes. You want to go to toilet? This is the time to do so.
Òṣàdé ọmọ ẹkùn náà dá ọmọ ẹkùn náà rè Àgàgà ọmọ tó ti ga ìlà bí bàbá mi lọ ẹ̀bà mi rìn ẹ̀ṣà ń gbóhùn rìn Sunday kò ṣà ohun obìnrin ẹ̀bà mi rìn ẹ̀ṣà ń gbóhùn rìn. Ọmọdé ẹmọ tẹ̀rí ẹ ó kọjá kéré ní. nǹkan kì í ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rà kó o ṣá. Tẹ bá ti rí ọ̀ẹ́ àgbo o ṣá. Ọmọkùn tó fi torí o ṣá. Ọmọkùn tó fi tìrù o ṣá. Nínú àwọn torí ṣàdá ní Sunday Igboho o ṣá. Akọni ọmọ ìsàlẹ̀ jẹ́jọba ṣẹ́ni má jà sọ́lá. Ìkópa jẹ́gun tẹ̀rùn bẹ́ẹ̀ni apátápárá. Ó pa ẹ̀ lájú bá. Ó kọjá ọkùnrin mẹ́ta. Ìṣẹ́jẹ́ ọkùnrin mẹ́sàn-án. Sunday lọkùnrin àgbà gbogbo. Ọmọ abẹ́rẹ́ mẹ́ta òkè ayé òrẹ́rẹ́. Bó ṣe ń fi kan kún ọ lẹ́nu. Ó fi kan kún ọ lẹ́nu. Ọ̀kan tó kù ló fi ń kún ọ lọ́nà fún. Oníhùn ọmọ aládìgún. Oníhùn ọmọ adé ẹ̀mọ́. Ṣébẹ́yìn lọmọ rí adé ọmọ kẹ̀láwẹ̀. Ọmọ òkúta mẹ́ta ó lè ṣe lójúde ọba. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ọ̀kọ́kọ́ mi lẹ̀sẹ̀ lálọ́.
So I don't drink pure water like you.
Ẹ̀kẹta nígbà tí mi ò mọ̀ nínú alálàdé àdínkùn. Mo ní mo mórí adé ọmọ láṣẹ jí. Orí adé ọmọ aládé ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fì. Ẹ̀yin lòrò olúwàgúnyán tó kún bọ̀ wá bò ṣá. Ọmọládé ládé. Ọjọ́ tálàfin ò ládé. Ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan. Ṣèbádé aládìkún lágbà. Wọ́n láàfin tí bàbá dẹ̀ fi ń ṣọ́ba. Ọmọdé ẹmọ ọmọ aládé dàdé ládé gbà. Lẹ́bàá mẹ́rin rẹ̀ ṣàgbóhùn èrè. Sunday kò ṣá owó obìnrin. Lẹ́bàá mẹ́rin rẹ̀ ṣàgbóhùn èrè. Ọmọdé ẹmọ tẹ̀rí ẹ ó kọjá kiri mi. Nǹkan kì í ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ràgò ó ṣá. Ẹ bá ti rí ọ̀ẹ́ àgbo ó ṣá. Ọmọkùn tó fi torí ó ṣá. Ọmọkùn tó fi tìrù ó ṣá. Nínú àwọn torí ṣàdá ní Sunday Igboho.
Tó bá tún wá rẹ̀ mí díẹ̀.
Akọni ọmọ is a legend of our time. Ẹ̀rí kó lajú àsọ̀tàn. Ó kọ́ ọ̀kan. Ojú àtijọ́. Nígbà tí gbogbo Yorùbá ń sùn lójú àtijọ́. Ṣé wá rí pé wọ́n kọ́ ní òòṣà ọmọ gidi lídà gidi tó yẹ ká mọ̀ bó ti ọmọ gidi. Mo tún kí ẹ délé aláàbí. Ṣé bẹ́yìn lọ́mọ àwọn ọmọdú ẹ̀?
Ẹ máa sọ pé Nàìjíríà ló kọ́.
Àkànyàn olóko dànù kò lè ṣàgẹ̀mọ́. Ṣé bẹ́yìn lọ́mọ yígbìn àbò yígbìn.
Toilet roll ẹ ṣe Nàìjíríà ẹ lè provide
Bàbá
toilet
mi ló pe bàrà bí ẹni tí ò lálàjá. Eégún bẹ nílé ọmọdé mọ́. Ògún bẹ lẹ́kùn ọmọ sọ́kẹ́. Ẹ̀bà mẹ́rin ẹ̀ ṣàǹgbóhùn èrè tó lè kó ṣá owó obìnrin. Ẹ̀bà mẹ́rin ẹ̀ ṣàǹgbóhùn èrè. Ọmọdé ẹ̀mọ́ tẹ̀lé ẹ̀ ó kọjá kiri mi. Nǹkan kì í ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rà kó o ṣá. Ẹ bá ti rí ọ̀ẹ́ àgbo o ṣá. Ọmọkùn tó fi torí o ṣá. Ọmọkùn tó fi tìrù o ṣá. Nínú àwọn torí ṣàdá ní Sunday Igboho o ṣá. Akọni ọmọ ìsàlẹ̀ jẹ́jọba tán.
Gàrí Ìjẹ̀bú ó dára. Màá gbé tìrẹ lórí. May UK happen to me o. You, I don't know. May Nigeria not happen to you. That's what Fashola say o. They make una know the same. May Nigeria not happen to you. May UK happen to me o. Me and my children and my family. I don't know about you. Say may Nigeria not happen to you. You better say amen. When Nigeria happen to you, you'll be in problem. Oh, very beautiful outside today. Winter is coming. Winter. Everywhere on the cold. Now, let's come back again. These were the recommendations in 2014 during the conference. The committee. Lecturer, no let everybody they laugh at you. Look nice on camera. Hey, nothing hard. Awati Nottingham near Mokiwenta Nottingham. Good morning to everyone and welcome once again. Around the world, I say bonjour, good morning, sir. Oni Mogboibo, teacher, good morning, sir. Yeah, I have mental problem. At least at the UK, they can take care of me. Don't joke with mental problem in Nigeria. You might likely be born to death. Don't play with mental problem. Okay? Say me at the play. You are asking me for solution. When even solution was there, Fashola is now saying, stop using the word, may Nigeria happen to you. I've just given you look, this is the most cheapest kitchen in UK. If you can have this kitchen in your house in Nigeria, you can live. I bet you if I send this my kitchen with my freezer and my fridge, if I deliver it to you, everything in this house, in this kitchen, not even the apartment, just this kitchen, it will last a family of 6 for 1 year. If I deliver everything in this kitchen, I package everything, ship them to you, family of 6 for 1 year, need that Laura anything it. Bomb bastard. May Nigeria not happen to you. These were the recommendation. The committee recommend, because of the noise from even though I need fresh air. The committee recommend as follows. Census and National Database. A. The National Identity Management Commission should be listed among the federal executive bodies in section 153, open bracket, 1 close bracket of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Number B, census should remain in an exclusive legislative list. The maintenance of the entire machinery of data collation should be included in the concurrent legislative list. Consequently, Part 1, Item 8 of the second schedule of the 1999 Constitution should be amended to read as follows: census and enumeration of Nigerians. C. The national census exercise should be preceded by the development of full-scale integrated national database, which will include I. Registration of all settlements, including cities, towns, villages, hamlets, and farmstead. 2. Registration of all households. 3. Update and sustenance of birth registration. 4. Update and sustenance of death registration. 5. Register information or data of citizens and immigrants in Nigeria. Number D. Laws should be enacted to criminalize any attempt by census officials or members of the public to inflate or distort in any way the outcome of the enumeration of people and households in Nigeria. E. To supplement the existing legal framework, the integrated database should include the record of the Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, which should provide telephone registration information. 2. The Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, should provide information on driver's license. 3. State Ministries of Health should give information on birth and death. 4. Universal Basic Education Board should give information on school enrollment figures. 5. The Immigration Services should provide information on passport holders and aliens coming in and out of the country. 5 or 6. Other relevant bodies, including banks, federal and state civil service commission, trade unions and association employers of labor, as well as traditional institutions, should feed all ties of government, e.g. federal, state, local government, should maintain database and be involved in collating data for integrated national database. F. The National Population Commission, NPC, the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, and the National Bureau of Statistics should be well funded and equipped with the state-of-the-art modern technology for the purpose of achieving accurate census figures and integrated database of Nigeria. G, there should be provision of national identification number and multi-purpose digital card with biometric information for all citizens above 18 years old. These will also serve as a social security number and card for the provision of welfare services to all the citizens. The national identification card will similarly serve as a voter's card, as all who are above 18 are also eligible for votes. 3.2, citizenship and dual citizenship. Chapter 3, section 26A of the 1999 Constitution should be amended to read, any person who is or has been married to a citizen of Nigeria. A bill should be introduced guaranteeing the granting of special immigrant status with full residential right to non-Nigerian spouse of citizens of Nigeria who do not wish to acquire Nigerian citizenship. Above all, there is an overwhelming need to liberalize the path to naturalize citizenship. C, Section 29(4)(b) of the Constitution should be repealed in view of provision of Section 29(4)(a). D, as a means of promoting social citizenship, there is a need to make provisions on social economic right in Chapter 2 of the Constitution, justiciable. This derived from the fact that the lack of basic amenities and social mobility is at the root of various communal strife. E, the ideological aspirational intendment of Chapter 2 of the Constitution represent the basic law of rights of citizens, right and duties of the state. Most of you don't even know what is the right of your state. For you, you come and hear, what is the solution? Go and ask your governor, what is the solution? Bomb bastards. Come and be asking him, what is the solution? Everybody's just talking. They gave them the solution in 2014. Fashola was there for 8 years with Buhari, dead or alive. You come on the social media. Yeah, so you tell us the solution. No, I'm come and tell you the solution. When the right time comes, you will all be on the road asking for the solution. They should be given the necessary force of law to, for the first time, build national integration and cohesion. Indigene and settler dichotomy. Adopt and amend item 26, page 28 of the report of the Presidential Committee on Reviewing of Outstanding Issues from recent constitutional conferences, the Justice Alpha Bagore report. Some of you don't even know about all this. Come on the social media. And we lecturer will try to lecture you. You'll be coming here and be asking stupid questions. Anyway, it's the right of the student to ask stupid questions, and it's the right of the lecturer to answer you the way I feel. So there's something called the recent Constitutional Conference of Justice Alpha Bagore report. Go and read that. With a caveat to read, on the matter of indigenship, the committee recommends that the current constitutional position should be maintained, but that a new provision should be inserted into the constitution to read, the right of any Nigerian citizen to be resident or domicile in any part of Nigeria should be recognized. Such a resident shall enjoy all rights and privilege and facilities in the place of his or her choice, provided that such person meets his or her basic civil obligation. This is for those of you complaining about Igbo people want to take Lagos. Okay? The joke. Movement of goods and persons and services. We're almost there. The federal government should strengthen its border for where? Which border? The border where they don't open. Insurgency. They kidnap you. May Nigeria just not happen to you. A very good morning once again to all our listeners around the world. The federal government, I'm reading the report of 2014 Confab, in case you're asking, what am I reading? For those of you that have just joined us. And we're linking this with what Fashola said. Do not say that Nigeria happened to you. Never use those kind of phrases. The federal government should strengthen its border surveillance in the manner that prevents unlawful entry of persons, goods, and services into Nigeria. B, Nigeria should take full advantage of the ECOWAS protocol on free movement of persons in a manner that will enhance national economic growth and also address inherent threat to national security by criminal and illegal immigrants. C. The implementation of transit code system that was developed by the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) in April 2014 in partnership with Benin Republic, Cameroon, Chad, and Niger should be extended to all other borders outside the northeastern part of Nigeria. The new policy requires that all Nigerian-born vehicles imported from the above-mentioned countries are handed over to the NCS by the country custom administration after due clearance, putting a stop to the ITO, disorganized car park system that exists at the Benin end of the border and reduce chances of the second-hand cars being used to smuggle arms and drugs into Nigeria. D. Grazing reserves or ranches and new technologies such as hydroponic fodder solution should be promoted by the government and affected stakeholders, as well as dedicated funds and efforts for the acclimatization of herdsmen in settling down to designated grazing reserves and less nomadic lifestyle. Hey, cow! Take your cow from there. Bomb bastard! That is what some of you do every day. When you see the cow, they bring them close to your house. In 21st century, they joke, they play, and say, "May Nigeria never happen to you." And when you talk to them, they will cut your hand off. We have so many videos. In case you want it, I'll send it to you on your WhatsApp, not on social media. Grazing reserves or ranches, I've read that. Now, immigration and internal security, one of the biggest threats for mankind. You think UK would like, terrorists to come into this country? That is why they will take as much information from you. Try to go to America now. Apply for, you cannot get an appointment till 2024. Most of you can never get appointment to America. A few of you. Go and apply for American visa. You will not get it. You might say, "Where do I want to do America?" May America happen to those of you in America. At least you guys are there enjoying. Yes, there's a lot of gunshot in America. A guy was killed. He normally go after people that are pedophile. They're killing 40-something years old. But people still say, "May America happen to me." They have opportunity. They do 12 hours, 14-hour shift. They have money. Okay? And you cut your coat according to your size. There is also the need to have a regional approach to the management of the Nigerian borders. Nigeria should establish cooperation with the neighboring states on the movement of persons as experienced in other parts of the public key directory infrastructure being installed. Having obtained the approval of the Federal Executive Council since 2011, this enables country to authenticate passport presented at the point of entry and ensure that people with criminal records are not allowed into the country. I have traveled with the Nigerian passport so many times. TJ Baba, good morning. And few times, they have to take that passport inside. I'm not talking about even prior to today. Few times, they take that passport and I don't know what they're doing, but they're looking at, something with magnifier. They will never do with a British passport. Never. They don't bond them well. If you talk about there's an Interpol on you, or there's somebody of interest. With a British passport, an American passport, even as a black man, they will never pull you anyhow. And if they do, and you are sure that what you are carrying no be fake, hey, I beg, American people, Canadian, Italian, Belgium, Spanish, Greece, whatever those countries where you now get good passport, always have the number of your embassy with you. I bet my life they will send a representative straight to that airport. They will never do that with a Nigerian passport. Meaning, look, they call Nigerian embassy. They don't pick calls. And if they pick calls, they'll say, go, sort it out. When you sort it out, the ambassador is busy. What is the role of the ambassador when a Nigerian citizen is in a problem outside Nigeria? They joke. Continue the joke. May Nigeria not happen to you. Let's continue. Border control. The Nigerian government must ensure the strengthening of the country's land, air, and sea borders. The most problematic, however, is the land border. control because of the expansive nature of the land. Nigeria is too big. Divide this country so that we can take care of the borders. We can deal with criminals that wants to come in and put drugs in all our region. Go to Agege. Agege is now a drug den area. Go and read the report. It's inside the Punch newspaper today. Go and read it. 6, 7 years old boys. Anytime lole for Christmas. Mo beyin. Look at, if you have to get extra security. Nigeria is not that country you left last year. And your macho man. They will deal with you. There is going to be high crime in Nigeria because of the fact that Nigeria is now Kapatu. Go and look for the meaning of that. Kapatu. Nigeria to Kapatu. Economic wise. The NIS should be reformed, reframed, and kitted for better effectiveness in managing our land borders. The NIS needs to have a unit known as border guard or border corps. The capacity of this unit should be built for a full combat operation. Don't allow criminals to come in. You kill them before they get in. So many criminals are moving up and down in Nigeria today. Internal displaced persons. Government should increase the facilities for managing natural disaster. Disaster happen anywhere in the world. There's nothing wrong in that. But the government must be able to manage it. In the event that citizens are displaced due to no fault of their own, government must be seen to adequately support recovery efforts of affected persons, including bringing to justice perpetrators of man-made displacement of those persons. Refugees and asylum seekers, in this age of asymmetric conflict and international terrorism, the federal government must monitor more carefully those seeking refuge or asylum status in Nigeria. Refugees should be returned to their countries immediately the causes of the movement to Nigeria have been dealt with. And in conclusion, Benny, Kapatu, go and look for the meaning. Oxford. This is my own English show. Kapatu. Nigeria don't Kapatu. Somebody they laugh. But all these you presenters. Sometimes I was listening to my brother in Akure there, Omoluka, who knows so English, what is the meaning? Only go and look for it. Kapatu. Thank you so much anyway for joining us this morning, those of you that are with me. And in conclusion, the committee was able to address the thematic issues under its reference and distill innovative recommendation for further consideration by the conference. Research, debate, and persuasion were all employed in arriving. The question we should then ask ourselves is, why have they not implemented this? This was before campaign for Yoruba Nation. This was in 2014. Let's say Jonathan argued that he was going to implement it when he comes back, but he lost the election. Dezeni run away, come to London. Dezeni is now alleged, it's still an allegation. Dezeni kept a bail condition of £70,000. They not burn Dezeni well, make she leave her house at 11 p.m. local time in London till 6 a.m. Dezeni is now on what we call electronic tag. They don't put her for her leg. I should have asked her, maybe on the 30th of October when I see Dezeni, I will ask her, Dezeni, which side is the electronic tag? Is it on the left or the right leg? There's an electronic tag on Dezeni, electronic tag. Oh, let's say. And you know what that happened? That is linked to the nearest police station. If Dezeni don't come inside the house and that thing they beep, papa, popo, papa, popo, police go knock on her door. A bail condition will be revoked. On Monday, Dezeni gave £70,000 to the court for bail condition. So the question is, let me play what Fashola said. We have still 45 minutes. Should I open the phone line so that you guys can also, men and women, not guys, because everybody don't get children. So I shouldn't be using the word guys. So let's play Fashola one more time and listen to what he said, and then I will open the phone line for the benefit of those of you that might want to, add your own 10 kobo. Okay? My name is Olami Koike. This is Koike Media. Benny, Yami Abosede, Nigeria is Kapu. Okay, Kapu Nikimaso, not Kapatu. Kapu. They say that I am joking. Maybe Fashola is even right. I don't know. But let's listen to Fashola here again. Once again. Okay, this one says, Sorry, this phone is a bit slow. Good morning once again to everyone. Oh, hey, Biafra. Arewa people, I greet you. I greet all Nigerians. You know, I know we can never agree on everything. I want to see what this is. You see, bandits kill 3 in a fresh attack in Sokoto. May Nigeria not happen to you? Okay, we went over Lori YouTube. And remember, is a freelance journalist. So sometimes you'll be asked to support. It is voluntary. Voluntary. You don't have to. Somebody say, Honorable John say Nigeria is Jagabantolate. Hey, this Onyibo too much for, lecturer. Let's listen to Fashola, then we open the phone line, and then I'll probably pick some of your comments. I've seen a lot of you have been asking questions. Somebody say free Adeyemo Igbowosha. Yes, it has to be free. Let's listen one more time. This is Fashola speaking now.
Pride of a nation is a public relations work of all of its people, not just its government. So if I came to your home now, today, and every home has its bad place that is not good publicity, you won't show me that part. You will show me your nice and tidy sitting room, and that's the impression I walk away with. That does not mean that there are no issues in those homes. That does not mean that all the bills have been paid. And that is how we must treat our nation. So, and it is not enough to begin to valorize things that Nigerians do outside the country. And that is important ambassadorial work that those people do, and I take nothing away from it. But we must begin to emphasize a little more of the small things and use it to build hope. As I said at the beginning, hope, the image and the pride of a nation is a public relations work of all of its people, not just its government. So if I came to your home now, today, and every home has its bad place that is not good publicity, you won't show me that part. You will show me your nice and tidy sitting room, and that's the impression I walk away with. That does not mean that there are no issues in those homes. That does not mean that all the bills have been paid, and that is how we must treat our nation. So, and it is not enough to begin to valorize things that Nigerians do outside the country, and that is important ambassadorial work that those people do, and I take nothing away from it. But we must begin to emphasize a little more of the small things and use it to build hope. As I said at the beginning, hope is the most important currency that sustains the human civilization, that sustains harmony, the expectation that I can make it. And so my advice to you, to your producers and all of you, in the same way that you probably ask people to retract certain statements that they make on your platform, those kind of statements that Nigeria should not happen to me or whatever it is, should not have any place again in our public broadcast. Okay. This is the time that all of us must put our hands on the pump. And those who want to denigrate the country must first ask them, do they have like another country? I don't have another one. So it's not just work of government, and it is the right to criticize government. I repeat that. And criticism has helped serious governments.
All right, let's leave that because of our time. If you send a request, I'll bring you in. Excuse me, from the TikTok. We have just half an hour to play with. If you want to call in, it's been a while that we've taken calls. This is now the time for you to also add your own as well. The presentation was based on, should we use the word, may Nigeria not happen to us? Mr. Joshua Ani, the country is finished already. It's just ever equate. Plus 44. Thank you so much to the Koiki Media backup team. We are grateful for those of you that continue. We want to raise 1 million. We have not even raised 500,000 of that. I mean, I'm sure if I come out now and say, almost somebody, what it think program hospital yeah, send a request. I'll bring you in. Somebody wants to come in, and when you come in, you just make your views and I'll take you out straight away. There's no time this morning. I don't want to sit here because I still have another program at 11 o'clock. I also have today Star Radio UK. So the number to call in is called +44. Remember, is WhatsApp only. +44 74 044 05917. If you want to support us, there's every way you can support through small donation. We don't have to go through brown envelope. It is ethical to ask for support. We still want to raise 1 million naira for Koiki Media platform. but we have not seen that 1 million yet. When we get to 1 million, I'll let you know. I say we have reached 1 million. But to be honest with you, we've not reached the target. But many of you are saying your little contribution, this is for it. Koiki, thank you so much. We have our first guest that have joined us. If you want to come in, send a request. I'll bring you in. Let's speak in English so that, because it is not just Yoruba people. We know when we are doing Yoruba one, I'll go straight to Yoruba. Good morning. You have the 5 minutes and I will not interrupt you. At exactly 9:30, I will stop you. If I need to stop you in between, now my show, you know, go mind. You have the right to criticize what I'm doing. I love feedback. You have the right to disagree with my views. I have lived in a society for 25 years. We will not have the same views. Go ahead, sir, and welcome to the program. We cannot hear you. I don't know whether it's from my end. Okay, I've increased it. Sorry, it was from my end. You know, not tell me, say the volume was low. I've increased it now. Go ahead, sir. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Yes, good morning, my brother.
You're welcome, sir.
My name is Anthony Njaku. I'm from Imo State.
You're welcome to our program, sir.
Yes, I live in the UK.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you for the wonderful job you are doing.
Let's thank Almighty Creator.
Yes. It is only some fools or people that refuse to understand what is happening in Nigeria. And those that know that they are participants, they are those that are making money, milking us, that always support and say, don't criticize Nigeria, outside Nigeria, don't do this, we have no other country. Once you start hearing that language, I have no other country, Nigeria will be fine. For how many years? Since the creation of Nigeria, or let's say since I have been a young man, I know something as of 1981, 82, 83. All I've been hearing is Nigeria will be good, Nigeria will be good, Nigeria will be good. Till today, I am almost 50 years old. At the end of the day, nothing is working in Nigeria. Nothing is working in Nigeria. Somebody will come out every day to come and play with people's emotions. Come and play with us, our brain. Oh, don't worry. Don't do this. Don't say this. Don't criticize the leaders. You can do this. Don't do this. Why? My brother, I want to tell you, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, sir.
We are in support of you. You understand? Very many of us cannot come out plainly to come and attack them the way you guys are attacking them. You understand?
Thank you.
Look at Sunday Igboho is there, languishing, where they kept him. Look at Nnamdi Kanu. Those of them that have come out to criticize them, for them to do the right thing, they don't want to do it. Rather, because they have a monopoly of power, they have this to destroy people, to destroy people's this thing. So I don't, anybody coming to tell me that don't criticize Nigeria, I have no other country. Why haven't they, changed things in Nigeria for a very long time?
And that is sorry, sir. And that is why I went back to the confab. Let's even say Jonathan could not deal with it. At least the next government should have, even if they're not going to deal with it, let it be in the public domain. I'm not sure many Nigerians knew something of this kind of document.
Yes. Every day they will come out. They'll come and defend their stupidity because they are there for their selfish this thing and their families. And then our people are suffering. Let them divide that country. Let everybody go. If Fulani wants to join with the Yorubas, they join. If the Igbos if the Southeast want to join with the Yorubas, they know who will favor them. They know who they can work with. We are tired, my brother. We are tired. This is all I have. Let me
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All your wonderful job.
Thank you so much. I'm going to let him go, so we bring the next person in. If you want to call in, thank you so much, every one of you. Let's bring TJ in. You have the right, like I said, this is not a platform that we should, even if you're a member of the APC, please come in and tell us, why we should continue to support this government. Let me go to my brother. I know it's very early hours in America. Sometimes people have to come up with us. Sometimes they are doing night shift. Thank you so much, those of you that are with me. Go ahead, TJ Baba. You are welcome to the program, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I really appreciate you because there is talking about you over there.
I share the marriage. Benny.
wọ́n ṣáà máa gbìyànjú kan tó ń ṣe lọ máa ṣe lọ.
Thank you.
I
can imagine, yeah.
Ọlọ́run ò lè dá wa dọ́gba.
Àṣẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Gbogbo ẹni yòówù àwọn ọ̀ṣọ́kùnrin ṣòbìnrin tó níṣẹ́ pé kí àwọn èèyàn àwọn máa jẹyà lórí iṣẹ́. Ẹ ní kú sí ṣùgbọ́n ẹ máa padà fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ lẹ̀ fún wa ni. Torí ẹ bá ayé jẹ́ ẹ̀bọ̀n ló jẹ́. Ẹ bá ayé jẹ́ ẹ̀bọ̀n ló jẹ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ́yìn kò ní ìdí máa pariwo mọ́.
Okay.
Tó bá ní èèyàn ṣe journalist, my brother, I salute you. I really honor your courage. The journalist ni ẹ, ó dẹ̀ mọ ọkọ tó tọ́ fún mi, ó dẹ̀ lo agbára tí wò ní kò tọ́ lọ́wọ́ gbé fún ẹ. Ó mọ orí tó jà fúnra torí gbígbé àtorí tútù, òun ló ń pariwo fún ẹ. Ọlọ́run máa gbàdúrà ẹ̀.
Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Ọkọ ẹ máa balẹ̀.
Àṣẹ.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni o.
Thank you so much.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Thank you, sir.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Thank you.
Mo ti tọ́dún kan àbọ̀dún méjì àbọ̀dún mẹ́ta iye ọdún tí ò bá jẹ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ló ti jẹ́ pé láwọn ẹbí yìí ẹ ṣe máa rí wọn lóòrèkóòrè.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ má bínú.
It's okay.
Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀, Ọlọ́run á kún yín lágbára.
Àmín. Àmín.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni.
Thank you, sir.
Àwọn olórí burúkú kan máa ń sọ̀rọ̀. Ó dẹ̀ máa ń dùn mí sometimes. Àwọn olórí burúkú pọ̀ ní ìran Yorùbá dáadáa wọ́n máa ń sọ̀rọ̀. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ní platform kan tí mo ti bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ ọjọ́ kan. Oníṣèlú ṣìfù ìbí PDP ló ń jà fẹ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n á sọ fún olórí burúkú ní yàrá ìyá rẹ̀. Téèyàn bá ní òun ò ṣe nǹkan tó ṣe mọ́, ó wá yí padà tó ní òun ṣe tán láti máa lọ ilé òun fẹ́ jẹ́ fún wọn. Kí ló fẹ́ kó ṣe? Kí ló fẹ́ kí ọ̀gbẹ́ni ṣe? Ó ti lówó Ọlọ́run ti dá lọ́lá. Ọlọ́run ti fi ọkọ̀ balẹ̀ sínú ayé. Owó tó ní àwa yóò lè gbé Ọlọ́run kan fún Amẹ́ríkà ó kàn fi kún ní kálukú aláṣẹ
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
ìlú Canada.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Nítorí kó dá sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ó ti lówó ọkọ̀ ẹ̀ ti balẹ̀.
Yeah.
Wọ́n dá sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà tó ṣe
Okay.
tó wà ní yàrá kan àbí yàrá tí ò rí ìyàwó ẹ̀ tí ò ráwọn ọmọ ẹ̀.
For the last 2 years. Nnamdi Kanu has been languishing in the DSS custody going to 3 years now. You know. Yeah. All right.
I have a family here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay.
I'm just keep thinking of how did you people understand the life that you are living? You think you are living a better life?
Okay.
Just take your way out to neighboring country, which is Benin Republic, to see how people are living there.
Okay.
And you are clamoring for one Nigeria. And you youth Nigeria. YORUBA. I love about I share that right. Sometimes I just look at you people. Last week, I think it's last week or 2 weeks ago, more New York. You know New York.
Yeah.
They all around home so they put that I just want to Nigeria embassy.
Oh yeah, we must not use because Bola Tinubu. This I said it yesterday. This is the time that we must increase our tempo to 200%. And that is going to cost you money. You gone there, it's costing you money, it's costing you a job. You have lost that few hours that you should be at work. People don't know that. Every little helps. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Order. Thank you so much, Mr. TJ. Thank you so much. And we will have a better opportunity. Thank you so much. Well, I don't think I want to go that route anymore. We have a caller, and because of our time constraint, thank you so much. And that has been a brother that we have been on this journey to get. Thank you. Is America. The time is 1 o'clock. Let's go straight because of the time. Good morning to every one of you. Yes, if you love one Nigeria, nobody's asking you not to love one Nigeria. Let us leave those that wants one Nigeria. But the question is, may Nigeria not happen to you? As I say as well, may UK not happen to me. Go ahead. Good morning, sir, and welcome to the program this morning, sir. I know you're on the live. You can hear me. Go ahead, sir.
God bless you.
Amen, sir.
My brother Koiki shall be well with your soul in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
I just want to pray for you.
Go ahead.
It has quite long that I intervened in the program.
Thank you, sir.
And the Spirit of God touched me this morning to pray for you.
Thank you, sir.
You are the only one that left. You and Yeye Dara. Since this struggle has break, and I'm praying today, as the God liveth, you will never lack of good things.
Amen.
Bó ti wulẹ̀ kó lè mọ́ ènìyàn tó nínú ayé kò ní lè mọ́ àti ìdílé rẹ̀.
Amen.
Gbogbo etí tí ń gbọ́rọ̀ rẹ lónìí mo gbàdúrà nítorí pé wọ́n ń gbóhùn rẹ ìtúsílẹ̀ àti ìdáǹdè ó máa wọnú ayé wọn.
Àmín Jésù. Àmín.
Ọlọ́run ó tẹ̀síwájú àrà tó tóbi ní ìdílé rẹ in the name of Jesus. So shall it be in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Amen.
God will continue to uplift your home.
Amen.
And those people who are supporting you from all the world.
Amen.
God will provide for their home.
Amen.
And He will give them a better reward in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
You will never lack of good things.
Amen.
God bless you.
Thank you,
Continue
sir.
with the program.
Thank you so much.
I enjoy you.
Thank you. And let me always put this. I know a lot of us, when it comes to prayer, we are prayerful people. From the tradition prayer to the Christianity to the Islam. And like I always say, I did a video, you saw it on Monday on my way to the court. And I said, this church is closed. We expect a church to operate, to serve humanity. There's one I saw in Camden as well on Sunday on my way out. Go and look. I think I've not even released that video. I have to release that. Every Wednesday, if you're in UK, if you have legal problem, please, there's a church next to the Sainsbury's. You might want to go there for whatever legal matters. It could be any legal matter that's got nothing to do with immigration. There's problems everywhere. And this, if the country Nigeria is working, we expect some legal matters to be taken care of by the church. But the church doesn't even have the capacity to do that in Nigeria today. So I'm going to be I didn't realize I didn't post. I make 2 videos on Sunday on my way to the Nigerian High Commission. I'm going to do a bit of summary before we go on this particular national conference. But what we are saying every day is that, okay, you don't want Nigeria to dissolve and break, which I don't know why. I mean, we talked about Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia divided to 11, if not 8 countries from what I was told. But we talked about the Croatia, Slovenia, and we talked about the Serbia. These 3 together, joined together, they are not up to 13 million. I understand your feelings as somebody that was born in Nigeria. I was born inside Nigeria just like you, but we were born in a territory that was changed over by the British Empire during that era. That era is not that long. Don't think it is long. Nigeria is not even 200 years old. We can still stop it now. Even if the amalgamation did not say or never told us that after 100 years, because some people even still argue that the amalgamation never said after 100 years. But the question is, these issues pertaining to citizenship, pertaining to insecurity, and let me go and tell you some of the news from apart from the Tinubu credential, APC lampoon ethical, XVP to submit document. I don't think it will make any changes. And I'm being honest now. I don't think submitting that document will change anything because the judicial system or the institution called the judiciary is not powerful. Thank you so much. Croatia, Slovenia, Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia, Croat, Kosovo, Macedonia. Know that those countries, some of them are still very poor, extremely poor. But they have their separate internal GDP, internal security. They have their own passport. I want to see a Arewa passport and I want to wish I can have it. Just like a lot of us wish we can have some country's passport like, Japan, the South Korea. So when some of you are saying that we will still get to that stage, let us just continue to make Nigeria to work. The question is, how soon is it going to work? Let me give you some of the headlines. I saw last month chasing a car in 21st century when you can have automated tracker to pick the plate number of the vehicle and go and give him the ticket. They killed a pregnant woman and the son, from what I heard yesterday. And the report is here. 100 billion CNG buses, Senate rejects CBN loan. One Tinubu against illegal spending. 23 oil blocks failed to produce crude. 23 oil blocks. This is the federal government. Well, Naira Marley has eventually arrived back in Nigeria, is currently in the police custody. Rivers State had an explosion. Police have begun a probe. Just as we have an explosion in Oxford. It's a waste recycling plant. There was a thunder that struck. All these things also have spiritual significant meaning, but I'm not going to go there because it will probably blow your head off. There's fire. When there's a fire, it means something. But that is another in-depth. But let's just say there was a waste fire. The fire flame goes up. We saw accident in Benin. There's a lot of messages that is happening around the world. It is not just Nigeria, but the question is, we the indigenous people are complaining. And one of the complaints, Mokiba Bawa Dennis, Dayo Omitogun, you say kaput is a German word meaning damage. Mokiyawa Aposede, they should do the needful if they want us to use the word, period. If Fashola doesn't want me to use Nigeria not happen to you, do the needful. I'm a Kulex. Good morning. So when we talk about the problems in Nigeria, does not mean I told you that in Co Airport Lane yesterday we lost 22-year-old stabbed by knife. On Sunday, 1st of October, somewhere in North London, another young boy. That one they say even are multiple. The young girl that died, she's 15 years old. Last week Wednesday, this time last week, this country was mourning. That girl attended a £19,000 private school. The mother is a nurse. Can you be a nurse in Nigeria and send your children to a private university or a private school? Well, I don't know. You can tell me. My name is Olami Koiki. Crown Cops. Good morning. Mr. Koiki, rawa no de kiwa ṣé àwa jẹ́ èèyàn ni gbogbo yín lèèyàn gbogbo yín pátápátá ni èèyàn Emiola this. Thank you so much. So if I didn't mention your name, not that we are picking people that we know, you are all important on our platform. And again, let's quickly listen to Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Robert Clark, giving us some insight. This is about, because I normally use different ones, but this was 7 years ago. There might be an advert to start with. Okay, when we tell you there's advert on channels, that is when people are saying what is the way forward.
The comfort, we've got you covered.
Sherry advert, listen, Lori, this is monetization for YouTube, for channels.
Thank you, Aya.
This is a monetization. They're getting money. With all the money they're making, we need to raise that 1 million. If I don't get that 1 million, I will continue to shout out. It's better for me to cry out than before, because when people that are sick, you guys donate money to them. Listen, why then is it difficult to support the media? Is there a problem there? Oh, is it because of what I say? Oh, you don't like it? I don't know. Somebody said, what is the way forward? The way forward is we can't get the restructure Nigeria. You can't go back to the regional government. So what do you think is the way forward? General Striker. Okay, is this line ringing? I don't take calls on that. And they have the studio number. You are asking what is the way forward, sir. The way forward is we dissolve the country. There's always what they call a velvet divorce. Let's divide the country. Does not mean that we hate each other. It's just that we want to be independent of our own. It's so simple. This dissolution is not a big problem. Do it, velvet divorce, and then we share everything, and then everybody just start quickly, you where you don't get job. When we have our own country, Igbo have their own, Arewa have their own. We will have our own internal security. We will recruit like Tinubu. We will recruit. Well, your amateur might disagree with you. I left my Absorber group. They are listening to me every day. I disagree with them because some of them thought maybe I was working against APC or maybe I'm part of PDP. I don't care. Some of them still watch me. I went to Abeta Grammar School. I left the group, WhatsApp group 3 years ago. I still have friends in there because I'm talking about humanity now. I'm not talking about myself alone. I said this my kitchen. If I deliver it to a 6 family, Baba, Mama, and 4 children, I'm not joking. This kitchen with my 2 freezer, if I deliver it to your house, you cannot have to go outside and buy anything for 1 year. You can sustain. So, and when we are talking about, look at Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu disagree with Nigeria as they were attacking and killing innocent people in the north. The evidence is there. Do you know that it's not we that we have been going to do rally in front of the Nigerian house? People have been doing protests as far back as 1960 something. It's just that the technology is there today. When I go live from there, you can see it. Because of my time constraint, and I want us to listen to Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Robert Clark.
We have Mr. Robert Clark, a Senior Advocate.
This was 7 years ago.
A legal practitioner. He joins us next as we continue our focus on this amendments to the 1999 Constitution. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for coming on this.
Always my pleasure to be here.
The Honourable says that, in fact, it has an interesting theme, that retreat that they have, towards ensuring good governance, accountability in Nigerian federalism. And I did ask him. He says, look, that Nigerians may have a wrong impression, but they mean well for this country. But looking at some of the provisions, I know you've gone through this. You think they really mean well for good governance from what you've seen?
Let us be honest with ourselves. We lawyers say you cannot build something on nothing.
Let me pause that. Good morning, Mr. Peter Pan. Say, Mazen Amdekano has cost on Nigeria. Omobalaji, good morning to you. You cannot build something on something. The fault of Nigeria, the foundation is very, very faulty. The European country knows that. American knows that. India knows that. Chinese knows that. Russia knows that. But they are telling us we should manage it, even with somebody with a fraudulent document, like Tinubu. It's a fraudulent document. But Tinubu document, as it's fraud as it is, Buhari even doesn't have any document. But he ran that country for 8 years. Not that we endorse the fraudulent of Tinubu, but we are saying that this is the problem. That if Tinubu finish now, he will even go and give it to somebody that doesn't have any document anywhere. The next president might not be even one that will have a document. Is anything going to change at the Supreme Court? Put it in the comment section and let me read it. Do you think that Atiku bringing this new update on the certificate of Tinubu, do you think it's going to make any changes? In Nigeria, Africa, I don't know. You tell me.
Constitution, the 1999 Constitution.
Before you go, sir, Senior Emma Binu, I want to appreciate Prophet John Ogundele. All these men and women, they can do the needful things, but they refuse to. Many of you are struggling when people like this lady that has now been alleged, because I must continue, because I know that they're watching me, so I must continue to use the word alleged. She's not charged yet. Her next court appearance is going to happen on the end of this month, on the 30th. If Boris still wants to take £100 million that the UK wants to confiscate, Olegbe, Olegba, in Yoruba, I'm sure some of you understand that. Oletigbe, Olefegba, Libibai. That's a coded word. Let's go back again. 9:45 a.m. Remember, you can support us. It's voluntary. We are still trying to raise 1 million for the Koiki Media. I am not an NGO. If you have any problem in Nigeria, please, I beg you. I'm not going to use my platform to help you. Because at the end of the day, this is not where the platform stands for. Every platform has different things. If you have a problem, I'll say go to another person. Mine is to self-determination. I can take that money and decide, okay, maybe I should do flyer if I wish. Or maybe I should increase my team so that we can give them what it takes to work towards this Yoruba nation. I cannot have 25 team and we are struggling. If I have one of them that is sick, people will start donating money. We shouldn't let us get to that stage. Crown Corp says, let them continue with Nigeria. When Nigerian government finish with them, they will know that they are slavery. The reason why I jump out from Nigeria and I'm architectural draftman and there's no work, I can't continue. A lot of you have learned plumbing. You know, working with your hand is one of the best. But today, in Nigeria, I'm sure a lot of you know that. So we don't want to wait until one of my team is sick and I say, and people start donating money. Support us. It's only 1 million we have asked. Even somebody say 1 million is too small. Even that 1 million, we've not even seen it. You can send us Naira or you can send me pounds. I use Naira here and I use pounds there. Because I buy things there and I ship it home to my staff. And I also look after myself. And it is ethical. In case you might be asking, why are you asking money? No, it is ethical. Somebody said the best work now in Nigeria is violent. Wow. Do we have to be violent? Do I need... Well, maybe if I'm in Nigeria, I might be an Agberu. I don't know. Mama Jaworita. Why did you stab me? I'll be following Tinubu. If I communicate with Sheikh Tinubu and I say, look, Baba, sorry about that, you know, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ gan. Ṣé ká máa sọ̀rọ̀ yín dáadáa ni? $1 million. Is that what you want us to be doing? You want me to go stool and beg for them when I can come here and beg with you? So support us. It is very, very important. And we appreciate everybody that have done so. Even if it's 2,000 Naira. We have about 40,000 people on YouTube. I'm not even worried about Facebook anymore because Facebook has been very biased with my platform. I have 500,000 followers on Facebook. But every day they say I've done violation with the platform there. Policy. I say, it doesn't matter. We don't have to be violent people. We don't want to carry arms against the government. We can deal with this problem internally, but we must first educate every one of us. University student, I know some of you are not concerned. It's okay. You come out of university, you become an Agbiru.
John, it's a constitution that I believe we should jettison completely.
It's a constitution that we need to jettison completely. These are lawyers talking. This one don't read book. Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Robert Clark. Google him. Is almost on the same par with Afe Babalola. Every one of them knows that constitution that Tinubu is working on, that is if they don't remove him. If they remove him, I don't know what is going to happen. But whatever is going to happen, I pray every day for the faster dissolution of Nigeria. And never think that the Igbos or the Biafrans are terrorists. The Nigerian government is the terrorist. I don't care whether it's the present administration. Bola Tinubu government is a terrorist. He continues to send military to the southeast to kill innocent people. The war will escalate. I've told you that. The Yorubas are still playing around. We must scale up. This is not the time to sit back because Bola Tinubu is there. Look, I was in my bed and I said, you know what? Kini mo nse lori bed. If I finish now, I finish Star Radio, I'm still in my house. I operate from the house. Apart from the times on Monday, I spent almost 7 hours outside. 5 hours, I was standing up. Go and look at the Twitter video I did. I had to sit down. Because when you stand up too long, when I know be security. So when I'm at home, I'm still working. So I decided to come. And especially we haven't done my kitchen broadcast for some time. So thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Like I said, even if it's your $1, we say thank you so much. People that were giving us before say, we're not giving anymore. We are just using it to, to corrupt us, blah, blah, blah. Especially those that went to that stupid woman. I'm not going to go into their details. It does not matter. This platform is fight to finish to educate many of you. I am the last man standing. Even if I have to be pained that I will be behind, you will see me every day out talking about the negativity. If I see the good thing out of Nigeria, I will talk about it. But so far this year that Tinubu has taken power, well, have you seen anything good out of Tinubu? I don't know. You tell me. I haven't seen anything yet. He hasn't changed the name of the terrorists. He's still calling them bandits. As a president, well, for me, that is a no-no.
Because it does not augur well. After 17 years, it has created more problems for us in Nigeria.
This was 7 years ago. After 17 years, yes, it's the same account number. Account can't change it. It's still the same first bank. I know some of you want me to call it out. I don't know it often, but I'll see if I can pull it out. Somebody asked me yesterday. I decided not to, but I'm sure I'll pull it out. But either our Lori platforms or Nigbobo platforms and backup team. About Fisino comment section. We are streaming on the backup channel as well, which is the WD76. But later on the Star Radio UK, Koiki Media, we encourage you, help us to push that as well. We have 42,000 so far on the Koiki Media, but it is not making any much effort that is still there to communicate. And we appreciate all our newcomers. I don't monetize my page on YouTube, neither do I monetize it on Facebook. So the only way I can ask you for donation is true here. I do not come behind the scene and say, I am broke, give me money. If anybody is doing that, even if it's any of my team, they are gone. I don't communicate on Facebook Messenger and say, give me money. I am bold enough, this is my face, to come out. The same people where they come out and say, somebody won't die, give them money, and people are donating in millions of naira. So why should I be ashamed to come out and say, support me Olayomi Koiki? I shouldn't be. And you should ask yourself why, CNN is running so fast around the world. When Glow is putting advert there, do you know how much they're charging Glow? Mike Adenuga. I've just given you one out of so many. Let's go back to the Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Robert Clark. 17 years, this constitution must be jettisoned.
It has given more powers to the executive governors and the president.
Okay.
That in exercising these powers, they have allowed corruption to come in. Let me give you an instance.
Before you give that instance, this constitution has given power to your governors to be corrupt. And that is why they can move around with so much money after they've left office. And even if ICP, EFCC run after them, we now not say Obiano for America where they working dog. I'm sure a lot of go to a state that he governed for 8 years. Can he work in a state with a dog? Shameless people. And they'll do video and they'll post that on social media. A former governor go to America walking his dog. Let him go to his state. I don't know which state he governed. Obiano.
The question of security votes with governors has no basis in the Constitution.
Okay.
They are illegally accepting security votes without constitutional.
How can you run a country where till today, they give security vote to our governors? And then that's why I always argue when people say, the Yoruba people, doing Yoruba nation, we should protect the land. How? Which kind of money you get? You don't have such money. Do you have money to even bring the weapon in? How are you going to get the weapon in? Who's going to give you the authorization to bring weapon in and protect in our land? That is the job of the governor. I expect that now Tinubu should give authorization to Amotekun to use AK-46, AK-49 to be able to work and secure our borders. The same thing goes with the one in Southeast. The same thing goes to the North to support the security system. Because Buhari never wanted them to use weapon. Because he knew using a good weapon, you will kill as many of the Fulani terrorists.
Provisions. Security votes was brought in by the military governor.
Did you hear that?
Because being a military governor, he needed security votes to start looking at people who are going to topple their government by way of a coup. So they
are... Amina 9886, Ekaroma. And you can see that it was the military that brought in this security vote so that they can become, when we were running the military administration, before it now changed to the Fourth Republic that we are probably running from 1999, the fraudulent one. 1999 constitution. Which constitution? Jettisoning the nonsense constitution, you will see that everything will dissolve.
Them that money so that they could be paying spies to report any coup attempts. Now, the civilians inherited it without a constitutional provision. When
Usman
Imo State was doing it,
that's my Usman. I just saw him. He get paid every month, every week. Good job. He has a union that back him up. How many of you that work in Nigeria have a union that can back you? Alex Mamu, good morning, sir. Good morning, every one of you once again. Great Yoruba Nation, good morning. Good morning to Professor Banja Akintoye. Good morning to YSDM. Good morning to Global Directorate. Good morning to Iba Gani Adams, Logunfe, OPC, Agbekoya. Good morning to everyone in the Southeast, in Arewa, in the North, in the Middle Belt. This union is not going to favor you. Bola Tinubu government is not going to favor anybody. It's as simple as that. Some of you Yoruba people are saying, try to work and bring as much, things to Yoruba land. I don't know. And very good morning to Gani Oloyede. Good morning to Iyawa Adeshola Adebayo. Bishop Adeshina, good morning to you. So we're just about a few minutes. I'm looking at the time at exactly 2 hours. We're going to end it. So we have just 15 minutes left, to bring the program to an end.
On your channels. The commissioner said Okorocha released 4 billion of his security vote to enable.
The question is, shall I need 4 billion? Hey, Koiki, báwo la ṣe máa protect ilẹ̀ Yorùbá? How? Do you have 4 billion? 1 million ni mo ń béèrè látẹ̀ nǹkan nísìn. Àárín àwọn tó máa ní 1 million báwo? Màá send ẹ̀ sí. Àbíká ní okay, 10,000 people give us that little donation and make it 1 million. People have donated, but we have not hit the target. And this has been since Saturday. Today is Tuesday. Maybe by the end of the week, we will raise the 1 million. But if I brought somebody now, because we are so many people, we are people that have sympathy for humanity. If I bring video of the girl that we put out, I saw that Punch newspaper have eventually picked the story. I was begged to talk about it. Chinese, I was seeing the video on Punch newspaper. That is the job of the media. But I don't want to be a media that will be coming to raise money. Hey, this one die, yo. This one. No. I don't want to be that. If I wanted to go that route, I would have been like that. This platform was not set for that. But we can highlight those problems. I said, that's a problem, and that's it. And I told them straight up, I don't want to have anything to do with that because, oh, donate. Hey, this girl, we want to get accommodation for her, and people start donating. And whether you like it or not, people that are doing that will have to also be taking care of themselves. I don't want to do that route. Mine is self-determination. Ejaya, my brother, I cite you, I greet you. Once again, this is Robert Clark as we are almost bringing the program to an end.
Them to use it in building schools. Let us even agree that 4 billion is the minimum.
4 billion.
When you multiply 4 billion
by 36 states
every year for the past 17 years,
every year,
you see what money has been going into the pockets of these governors.
So for every year, a governor gets 4 billion security vote. Multiply that by the 4 years of the governor. Multiply it by 8 years. He will probably spend a little to secure the state. If you have 4 billion, you can train people, use technology, just as it was said here. I'm going to leave that because we're going to start winding down. We talked about the border control. So when we look at the border control, why is the governor that is earning 4 billion security votes is unable to protect that state? With a 4 billion, it's a lot of money. No be small money. It's a lot of money. Shout out to all the Koiki Media team and all our also freelance supporters that send videos, messages. Koiki, watch this, do this. So, as we bring the lecture to an end this morning, I hope you've enjoyed our lecture. My name is Olami Koiki. Make sure you tune into our next conversation. My stand is Nigeria is not working. Your stand might be different from mine. You might say that Tinubu will work. Well, you said so when Buhari was there for 8 years. Buhari, dead or alive, eventually left, but he left with more problem. Today, it is still 1,000 naira. I know it's a little bit more, but I'll stick to 1,000. It is still 1,000 to a dollar. Tinubu needs billions of these. No, did I say billion? Trillions of these to run the economy of Nigeria. Trillions. Not that money is still not flowing, but we are paying debt. That means that they are squeezing you, either on this side, don't squeeze. So you're wondering why Koiki Kitchen can survive one family with 6 families, father, mother, and 4 children for 1 year. And I am not joking. If it's possible, even with my microwave, with my washing machine, I will just ship everything, even with the small water that we have here. But the food in this house, in this kitchen, will survive you for 1 year. Pepper, because we stock up things here in advance. And all we just do is, even when we top it up, we bring the old one, we bring it forward, and we put the other one behind. So I wish you all the best as you're heading out of this broadcast. All hail Biafra. Freedom, self-determination is an inalienable right. It is under the United Nations. They have no choice. But the question is, the 1999 Constitution must be jettisoned because it doesn't have the referendum clause inside. They knew. That's why they never kept it as part of it. So as I leave you again, I need to start getting ready for the Star Radio UK. Join me at 11 o'clock and we will kick start from there. As soon as I finish Star Radio UK, I will not. Do I support Biafra? Yes, why not? Why not go support Biafra? I they support Scottish people, we won't break. I they support Welsh. Do you know that those 2 countries want to break away from UK? So why won't I support Biafra? Oh, because the Nigerian government call them terrorists. They play. The terrorists we still do in Nigeria, they have dealt with them. Yes, Biafra has a right to break up from Nigeria, just like the Yorubas. And I do talk to Simon Ekpa, and that is for public, not for public consumption. I'll leave it like that. So my name again is Olami Koiki. Have a very good morning. Enjoy the rest of the day. And I will be back at 11 o'clock after the Star Radio UK. I'm just going to disconnect everything because I need to go and rest, do a little more research on what I'm going to be talking later on at 6 o'clock as well. May Nigeria not happen to you. Bye for now. Mo kí o gbọ́ ẹni tẹ́wà lórí mixella mo tẹ̀ tí fẹ́ gbàgbé yín síbẹ̀ ẹ má bínú comrade plan B Nigeria will happen to Fashola so that he can understand better. Amen. Akin Games, thank you so much. Odi 11 o'clock. Bye for now.